lately I have been wanting corn. I was trying to think of what to do, and I've been thinking about this dip for a few days now. I'm making it up as I go along. I want to make like a hot, cheesy corn dip. Fresh corn season is coming to an end where I live. I've always been a bigger fan of canned corn. Like, give me a can of corn and a spoon and I'm a happy camper. I'll be using canned corn today. We'll see how it turns out. This will be my first time making it, so you're gonna come along for the ride. I searched the pantry and the fridge just to kind of see what I can scrounge up for this, what sounds like it would go good together. This is what I have found. I got my corn. I like sweet corn. I wouldn't use, well, I guess you could use like creamed corn for this, but I am not a fan. Whole kernel sweet corn for me. I think I am going to use some onion. I'm gonna saute this with the corn. You can put all this stuff in raw. I just like cooking it a little more, my personal taste. Green onions, I am going to use the whites and the light green parts with the sauteing corn and onion, and the dark green parts I'll use for topping. So that's kind of like my filling for the dip part, what kind of brings it together, the creamy mess of goodness. I think I'll use a little bit of mayo, a little bit of sour cream, cream cheese, some Worcestershire sauce, and then for cheese I have some Colby Jack and some mozzarella. We're just gonna throw it all together and see what happens. I mean, all this stuff together I feel like it can't be bad, but like I've said that before, famous last words. My oven is preheating to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna prep this stuff and get over the stove. Let's get it together. What movie is that from? If you don't know, shame. I think I'll do half. My garnish. I'm trying to be quiet. Every time I try to open a can of anything, the cat thinks it's wet food and he starts to cry. So I'm wondering if he'll do it again. It's not for you. I know. I'm gonna drain this. I don't want the liquid in the dip. I've got my pan on like a medium heat, a little bit of olive oil, some butter, salt and pepper. I've got my onions and my white and light green parts of my scallion in here. I'm gonna throw my corn in, and I'm just gonna saute these for just maybe like 5-10 minutes. I just want the onion to get a little softer. I just don't want it completely raw. While my veggies are doing their thing over there, I wanna get like the dip part ready. I'm not measuring anything. I will try my best to throw some measurements down in the description close to what I'm doing. Just gonna put some mayo in here, maybe a little sour cream, and my Worcestershire sauce, salt and pepper. Give this a mix around. Maybe I'll put a little garlic powder in there, a little bit of MSG. The other part of this is some cream cheese. Ideally this would like to be room temperature, but I didn't get to it in time. I'll start with like a half a block, so like 4 ounces. Lots of mozzarella. I want this to be a really cheesy dip. Colby Jack. I think more. The rest of my sour cream, some more mayo, maybe a little more cream cheese. More of everything. It needs more cheese. Nice and sloppy. My corn kernels are jumping out of the pan over there, so I'm gonna turn that off, put this in there. And see how it's smoothed right out. All of that lumpy cream cheese is gone. Cheese is melting already. I think for a little green in here, I'm gonna add some of the dark green, some more cheese on top because we must. A little more pepper on top. This is going into my preheated oven until it starts to bubble and brown on top where it's definitely warmed all the way through. Maybe like, we'll start with like 15 minutes and we'll see where we're at. Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. Look at this dish. Even the sun is shining its rays on this thing because, oh my gosh, look at that. This was in the oven for 15 minutes at 400 degrees. At the end, I put it on high broil, watched it so it doesn't burn, and now all the cheese is starting to get crunchy on top, and oh, everything is so good. While it's still hot, I'm gonna top with my green onions that I had. Of course, some flaky salt. When it is time to dive into this, I'll tell you what I'm using. I've got, of course, the club cracker, can't go wrong. And these Ritz little toasted chips, the veggie kind, is so good. They are just these little thin chip things, so delicious. Or if you want to be good, you could do like carrots. I don't know why, but I'm getting the urge to dip a pickle in it. Something's wrong with me, but you know, use whatever you like to dip. I can't wait any longer. I gotta have it. It's still kind of hot, but we're gonna deal with it. I will deal with the consequences of my actions. Excuse me? That is so good. Right away, the corn is everywhere in this. Another thing I was thinking while this was cooking, green chilies would be so good in here. Ooh, if you wanted to put some peppers in here, you could do that. You can make it spicy with some red peppers or like cayenne, but this is perfect. This is perfect for this time of year. Football is here, always a dip, no one hates it. This is good for a party, holiday parties coming up. You have to make this. I don't think you'll regret it. It's very good. And like, play around with it. You can put whatever you want in here. Like you saw my decision-making process earlier. Just make it up. It doesn't matter. Enjoy.